All right, we're with you here, broadcasting live here this morning from Aspen Place Health Campus. We call it the Coaches Show, and let's take a look at some of the scores we had last night. Some limited action last night. We had Morristown topping South Decatur 74-59. Lawrenceburg over Hauser in a one-point game, 53-52. Mount Vernon Fortville over Rushville, 78-32. Eastern Hancock over Waldron, 80-54. Greenwood Christian defeated Southwestern Shelby 54-40. Those were all in boys action. And again, Lawrenceburg defeated Hauser 53-52. We already had that one. In girls action last night, East Central beat Batesville by 2, 45-43. Just some of the scores last night. Had some postponements and some cancellations last night across the state due to the anticipated weather, but so far it's not been quite as bad as anticipated, but more weather yet to come. We'll find out. With us here this morning, Kyle Nobby, the head coach of the North Decatur Chargers. 2 games this week, 1 under your belt. That was on Tuesday. That was at Triton Central. Tonight you're at home.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to be at home this evening. It's been a while, been probably about a month since we played a home game. So we're excited about that, but we know we got a huge task ahead of us. Lawrenceburg is a really good basketball team, really sound, have a lot of experience and guys coming back from a successful team that they had last year. So we're going to have our hands full tonight.
All right. Let's go back to Tuesday night. You'd probably rather not at Triton Central. It was a 4-point contest, so a good one Tuesday night.
It was, and Triton Central's a really good team. They're maybe 2 games over 500 right now. I think they're maybe 7-5. But when you start looking at their conference teams and the teams that they've played to this point, from Park Tudor and Cecina and Beech Grove and some of those schools. You're going to be tested, and we wanted to come in and try to get a big win. I credit our kids. Thought we played extremely hard. We have been so bad defensively lately, and you give up 74 points, and you think, man, they didn't play lick of defense again, and but we did. We were much better defensively. Unfortunately. To finish a defensive possession, you need to get the rebound. We gave up 16 offensive rebounds and 12 in the first half, and that ultimately was what got us behind the 8 ball and made it a tough game for us to try to finish defensive possessions.
All right. So the game, how did it all pan out as far as did you have leads during the game? It was a 4-point contest.
We were down 8 at halftime. Came out. Tied the score in the third quarter. We're down 3 at the end of the third, and it basically stayed right around 3 to 5 points the entire fourth quarter. We never could get a stop when we needed to. We could never, get a break to kind of bounce our way. We were down 2 at one point, and Dylan Merritt catches one on the wing and hits a 3, but stepped back when he caught it and stepped out of bounds. So it's some of those things right there that you gotta make your own breaks and you got to get things to go your way. But to our kids' credit, they battled, they played hard. I thought Dylan, he had 28 in the second half. Got in foul trouble in the first half, which really it causes us some issues from an offensive standpoint, but more importantly from a defensive standpoint with his athleticism and his quickness. But he ended up with 30, and Garrett Metz continued to play well for us. He had 14, but unfortunately he couldn't knock in a shot in the fourth quarter. He just kind of went cold a little bit. But kids are getting better. I thought Braden Blavelt has started to show the things that he's capable of doing, and we got some production finally from our interior, and I think that's going to be a key for us. That we got to continue to get production from our 5 spot, and we were able to get better production, but not where it needs to be on Tuesday night.
You're right. I was looking at this. It was December 10th. You were home last. This is January 10th, so it's been a month. So it's a rough one. So tonight, Lawrenceburg, they were a 1-point winner against Hauser last night. I guess you were checking out the ball game.
Sure, they're a good team.
9-2.
Yep, a good team. As I mentioned before, they're disciplined. The Howes kid is probably their most explosive scorer, but the white kid, to me, their point guard, is probably their best player. He kind of makes things go for him. He's a great scorer for him, a great defender, has a lot of quickness, is a good leader on the floor, and then they sprinkle in some other guys that play their role very well. They're seemingly only post player that starts for him, the Bradley kid, is not really a post player. He likes to step out on the floor and shoot the three, and then they've got a big freshman that comes in off the bench who's a predominantly low post player, and he does a nice job. So I know we're going to have our A game tonight, but I expect nothing less than a great effort by our kids.
All right, so Lawrenceburg tonight, they're 9-2. Will tip off supposedly 7:30. I guess hopefully the weather will hold out. The predictions have been, I guess it's just a degree plus or minus, and it makes all the difference in the world if it's going to be slicker.
Yeah, it seems that way.
All right, so you're Lawrenceburg tonight, and then the next 2 weekends. Not to look too far ahead, but the next 2 weekends you've got Friday and Saturday matchups back to back.
Yeah, and the start out this month, for many years we played a double weekend every weekend in January, and it's something that our athletic director in the past and our current athletic director and Gary Cook have done a great job of trying to balance that out a little bit more. But next weekend is going to be another tough test where we're on the road both nights. We're at Morristown for a conference game and then turn around and play at Union County. And then we're back home against Batesville and East Central. So there's nothing easy. So I don't look at our schedule at any point and say, well, that's a game that, we come out and do the things we're able to do, we could come away with a really good win. And, we're going to have to play well night in and night out to give ourselves an opportunity to come up with a win here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, sometimes there's games you can play well and still come out on the short end. It's just
those
kind of matchups.
And that's okay. And that's what we told our kids Tuesday night. We played well. We just didn't play well enough to win, but we got better. Triton, tested us in a lot of different areas from their pressure on the ball, and they have the Lands kid at 6'7" on the interior that is a great rim protector for them. So we're hoping those kind of games are the games and the teams that are going to prepare us, here with February coming up and then ultimately the state tournament.
Your team, when you've got the ball, does your team struggle more against man-to-man defense or zone defenses?
Well, it depends.
The answer is
yes and yes. There's been nights where we struggle to get any movement with the basketball, whether it's man or zone. And I thought we were able to do some things in our man offense on Tuesday night that were hard to guard for Triton Central. They went to a zone, got us on our heels maybe for 2 or 3 possessions, which in the past it's got us on our heels for the remainder of the game. Our kids adjusted very well. We were able to get the ball on the inside and attack off the dribble. So we had some success against their zone and forced them to go to a 1-3-1 then. So we did a lot of good things. Sometimes, it just depends. When shots fall, your offense looks pretty good, and when it doesn't, sometimes it snowballs a little bit, and the kids start thinking about it too much. And but night in, night out, it's kind of a gamble. Who knows?
Gotcha. Your kids, when they play, they put on the North Decatur uniform. You have expectations, of course, but off the court, whether it's in the school or out in the community, what's your expectations of your players?
Well, I expect them to be great role models. They need to be. We always tell them you represent our program and your team. You represent our school and community day in and day out, and when you're on the road and when you're at home, and most importantly, you represent your family. It's kind of the old saying, the old poem. Your father gave you one last name. It's kind of up to you to make that name important and what it is and have respect. And those are the expectations of our kids. And we're fortunate that we have great parents, which is a result of having great great kids, and it's a result of having great parents. And we've been very fortunate, and we have sometimes you're going to have a few stinkers here or there, but all in all, we've been very fortunate, very lucky to have the kind of kids that we have at North Decatur.
Here you are, mid-season practices. Are they lengthwise? How long are the practices now? And does that vary from what it was early in the year versus where it's going to be late in the year?
For us, it does. We cut back practices to an hour and a half. Sometimes we go a little bit shorter, even maybe an hour and 15 minutes, depends on what we have that week, what's coming up, our preparation, those kind of things. This week we weren't able to because playing on Tuesday night, but we'll take off the next 2 Mondays and won't do anything. We won't watch film. We won't even get together as a group, just because I think it's important for the kids to get away from the gym a little bit. Give them an opportunity, hopefully, to get a head start that week on, their classroom work. And I think the kids need to stay fresh. This is basketball is a long season. It's grueling. There's a lot of practices, a lot of games, and we want to give the kids time off, and so they're rest and fresh, and we want them to be as close to 100% every time we step on the floor. But reality is, this time of the year, that's not going to be too many times.
Gotcha. Well, let's take a look. We did our picks last week. You did all right.
Yeah.
Got 3 right. You got 2 wrong, so that's all right. And you are, where are you now? You are in
probably
second
last.
place. No, you're in second place.
That's shocking.
Stacy's got, due to his assistant coach last week, Stacy's got 22 wins, and you've got 20, and Brian's got 19. So,
and I think Holdsworth has about maybe 18 of those 22 wins.
He got all 5 right last week. We'll be talking about that one. So.
And I think he maybe went like 8-2 the first week too. So I mean.
All right, he even picked Clemson, so there you go. All right, well, let's take a look. It's all NFL this week, and it's all we're into the final 8 ball team. So let's take a look and see what we got here. We got the Seattle Seahawks are at the Atlanta. By the way, everybody that won last week, of course, they're on the road this week. But Seattle Seahawks are at the Atlanta Falcons.
I'll take the Falcons.
All right, we'll go with that one right here. Houston Texans. I think they were the beneficiary of Oakland's no quarterback situation at New England Patriots.
I'm going to take New England.
Yep. You love New England? Do you like Bill Belichick?
I think he's a good coach, but I can't stand New England.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs. Sorry, Brian.
Okay. All right. And then Packers are at the Cowboys.
We'll go with, and I'm going to say this for Mr. Scott Heim, who's a Packer giant fan, but we're going to go with America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
Gotcha. All right, going with the home team all the way. Probably not a bad strategy. That actually would have worked out last week. Actually did work out for Coach Holdsworth. So, all right. Well, good. Those are your picks. You're only 2 games out of first place, thanks to Coach Holdsworth anyway.
Yep.
So we sure appreciate your coming in. Good luck tonight. Lawrenceburg, 9-2 coming in. It'll be a tough customer. Final thoughts, Coach?
Yeah, if for some reason the weather doesn't cooperate, I want to kind of say this to our fans and the people that may be interested in coming out to the game tonight. I know we'll have things, whether it's out on the WTRE, it will be out on probably North Decatur's Twitter page and our school athletic website and things like that. So if you start to see weather turn for the worse, make sure you check out those media places, and I know that's where it'll be updated quickly and as soon as possible. And that even can go for if the weather looks like it's going to turn maybe later in the evening around 8 or 9 o'clock. We may have to do something like South did last night and maybe bump up the start time. But I'm anticipating not to have any of those issues, and we'll have a 6 o'clock JV start.
All right. Kyle Nobby, the head coach of the North Decatur Chargers, here at the Coaches Show. We'll leave you for a couple of minutes. We'll be right back.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Enjoy dinner at the Fireside Inn in Enochsburg, serving their famous fried chicken and shrimp each evening. Specials are Tuesday, tacos and taco soup. All-you-can-eat catfish on Wednesday. Thursday, it's hot wings, barbecued wings, battered wings, livers, and gizzards. Friday evening features cod and bassa catfish dinners. Prefer a sandwich? They have a great selection. Salad bar is available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Hours at the Fireside Inn are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For reservations, call 934-4174.
Hi, this is Cheryl Johnson, Community Liaison for Morning Breeze Health and Retirement Community. Morning Breeze is a CMS 5-star health campus offering 3 levels of care. Our villas offer independent living in our beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maintenance-free condo-style living. We offer large studio-style assisted living units inside our health campus. Morning Breeze is a top-rated skilled nursing facility with an outstanding therapy department offering short and long-term rehab.
All right, we're back with you here at Aspen Place Health Campus, host of the Coaches Show. Also, Cornerstone Bakery makes the official donut of the Coaches Show. Brian, did you have an official Cornerstone Bakery donut?
Absolutely. I look forward to it every Saturday.
They're pretty good. Sometimes you just lay in bed, you think, I'm not going to the Coaches Show, but you think of those donuts.
Oh, I do. And I've said this a couple times, but on Fridays, Josh Grossman sells them for his Key Club. So I have one then, and I have the cinnamon rolls. He makes a special order for me. So.
Yep. Well, let's look at some scores last night. Not a lot of action last night. We did have South Decatur on the road at Morristown. Morristown winning 74-59. Lawrenceburg topped Hauser by 1 point, 53-52. Mount Vernon Fortville defeated Rushville 78-32. Eastern Hancock over Waldron 80-54. Greenwood Christian 54. Southwestern Shelby 40. In ladies action, East Central topped Batesville 45-43 last night. Got some games coming up tonight. We got Lawrenceburg's at North Decatur, Rushville at Newcastle, South Dearborn at Oldenburg. Hauser will be at Milan. South Decatur will be at Southwestern Shelby. Waldron at Jacksonville. That's in action. And in girls action, I guess the South Decatur game has been postponed for ladies. They had scheduled Trinity Lutheran at South Decatur tonight. That's been postponed to January 24th due to some anticipated weather. South Dearborn is at Greensburg tonight. That's a 7:30 tip-off. Greensburg Lady Pirates 16-2 so far. So North Decatur idle tonight, the North Decatur Lady Chargers. So we do have Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars, last night in action at a pretty darn good Morristown team. Hard place to pick up a win, Coach.
It is, but the score doesn't indicate, in a sense, how the game was played. Until about 2 minutes and about 30 seconds left in the third quarter, it was within one, tied. It was back and forth most of the game until they made one amazing athletic dunk that, this kid just absolutely just got above the rim and just hammered it, and we just kind of just fell flat after that.
Yeah.
One of those, it happens. It's part of the game, but, give them all the credit. They have 3 unbelievable guards, and just to have one of those kind of guards is nice. But when you have 3 guards that can all get in the 20s at any point in time, you're pretty good. And those other kids just play the roles. They had a couple kids score that normally don't consistently score for them, but they're good. Their record doesn't indicate how good they are. We knew that coming in.
Yeah.
They've lost some games they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And, we saw them over the summer plenty of times at different places, and we know how good they are. And the scary thing is they bring most of those kids back next year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the game started earlier than scheduled. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it was a 6 o'clock start, just because we anticipated the weather, and we knew, Shelbyville area, Morristown area, it wasn't going to be as bad as what it was going to be at our place.
Yeah.
So that's what we were really worried about, was our place. And when we got home, the windshields had some ice on them, but it was just rain. So we were very fortunate that we were able to get home early, and it was weird being home at about 9:15 before not 10:15, 10:30. So that was kind of nice.
So do you have any fans show up at 7:30 and come over?
There was. It's hard to tell, because when the start of the game there wasn't a ton, but then all of a sudden you look at halftime and you look and say, oh, where'd all these people come from?
Yeah.
So, and the crazy thing was our JV played in their small gym, their other gym, just on the other side, at the exact same time. So that was different, but we were just happy to get the game in because we both didn't want to make it up. We'd been playing 3 and 4 games in a week, and we didn't want to do that.
Sure, yeah. First conference game of the ball of
Yeah.
the year, is that right?
Yeah, that's against probably the favorite, as a lot of people would say. Even though they're 0-2 in the conference, I told our kids, I was like, listen, 2 losses in this conference, you could still win, or 1 loss in this conference, you could still win it. We still have Hauser to come up, and some other teams, North, as a conference game, and like I said though, it all depends on where we want to go. No one's going to go undefeated in this conference. I have that feeling. Even though Hauser's 2-0, I don't think that they're going to go undefeated in this
North
conference.
did it last year, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this year it's a little bit different. There's a lot of young youth, in this conference.
Yeah.
So you just never know. I mean, if they do go undefeated, that good for them. They deserve it. But you just don't know.
Yeah, no, last night was the third. You're on the road 5 games in a row. That was the 3 of 5. And your next conference ball game is when, Coach?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Against the Southwestern team, they're streaky. They do the same things that Morristown does. They just are not as athletic, but they can shoot it really well from the outside. And it's tough to prepare for 2 conference games in 1 week. That's pretty difficult to do.
Yeah.
So, we try to focus on certain things, certain aspects. We'll talk about it today. We didn't know what the weather situation was, so we told our kids to come in at 3 o'clock today, let them sleep in because it said all the ice and stuff was supposed to come this morning. So we're going to walk through stuff about 3 o'clock and get on the bus and head on over there, and hopefully it'll come out well for us this evening.
And the ladies' game has been postponed.
Postponed, mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a noon start JV tip-off.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a little worse south than it is, up in this area, so it just depends.
Yeah, and you have to make those decisions in advance, and
right. And we're supposed to make our decision at about 2 o'clock, but if the weather stays what it is, it looks like it's going to be 32 or 34, right around in there for the most of the time, and the rain's supposed to stop. But you never know. It all depends on what God wants to do with the weather. So.
Yeah. So Southwestern Shelby, what do you know what they like to do defensively?
They'll probably play zone if I had to guess, just to try to stop Matt Cornett.
Yeah.
Most teams are doing that, but most of it's mentally on us. It's going to be tough to bounce back. It's I've never been there. I know Stacy, used to coach over that way. They say it's dark. It's a very dark gym. It's an old gym. My coaches are telling me what it looks like and what to expect, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, where are we going?
Yeah.
Because it's out there. But, again, I've played in gyms that way. I've coached in gyms that way before, but they said it's just a different type of atmosphere. So just be prepared for it.
And Stacy was in the stands cheering you on last night.
Yeah, he was. That's awful nice to see. I appreciate it. So
yeah. Did you make it on time, Coach Stacy? No, you made okay. Didn't miss the game. All right.
Well, the way social media is today, I don't think anybody can miss the starts of anything in the way news is portrayed now.
Yeah.
You're not going to miss anything. I think that's just the way society is. You get instant information.
Yeah.
Almost instant. So, but no, I'm sure he enjoyed the first. I said 2 quarters, 2 3/4 of a quarter, I guess, if you want to say it.
Yeah. All right. So a couple games again. Your Friday, Saturday this week. Your Friday, Saturday. Not to look too far ahead, but Friday, Saturday next week. A couple non-conference ball games for you.
Yeah, and Eastern Hancock last year was a conference game, so that got switched, and that's a trip and a half. So, it's right next to I-70. So, and then we turn around and play, a big, obviously, county rival next Saturday. So, we'll just see how it goes. We played Eastern Hancock 4 times over the summer. We were victorious 3 of those 4 times, but that means really nothing in a sense.
Sure.
The last time we played them, they put it to us pretty good, but we were so banged up. It was unbelievable. I think I only had 2 varsity players playing at that time. That normally are playing right now. So you just don't know. But it's one of those things. If we move better, we'll be fine. We kind of we're very stationary at times. So and it kills us because it gets people on our team frustrated because they're moving like crazy. But when they're getting double and triple teamed, we need another player to step up. That's what we talked about in the locker room. We need one other player to get double figures. We need that, even if it's just 10, and shoot the ball. And I told the kid, I said, I won't take you out for shooting a wide open shot, but if you try to force something, then yeah. But we just lack of confidence with our shots right now. You can tell because they shoot in practice and get mad because it doesn't go in. I was like, shoot or shoot.
Yeah.
Keep shooting. I said, I'm not gonna yell at you at practice for shooting the ball.
Sure.
So, but we're okay. We still, if we can get a big win tonight, that would really help our confidence, put us 1-1 in the conference, and start on the good road.
You referred to summer basketball, and of course, over the last number of years, it's been big in Indiana. But all the teams participate in some level with summer basketball. You coached back in Kentucky, not too far back. Were they involved like that also?
Not as much as what it is here. We did things. We did a couple camps, those sort of things, but not as much as what I just did last year. And if you don't, your team's not going to be successful. You have to do those things.
Yeah.
I talked to my wife the other day, and I was like, I think I do 10 months of the year coaching basketball, and every other coach does 3, 4.
Yeah.
Football maybe does 5 or 6, but when you coach basketball, it's a whole year thing.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the few sports that does that besides like cross country or going on with track. So it's a lot, but they do a lot. But and again in Kentucky they can play 30 games in high school. So that's a lot of games. So sometimes you're playing 3 a week, 3 and 4 times.
Wow.
So so that's a little bit different there. So you don't get a whole lot of practice time. You got a lot of games.
Yeah. Practice. You mean practice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach, I see you got your Pittsburgh Steelers hat on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I guess I should just go ahead and circle that one. Is that
and
right?
they changed the start time too. I think it's 8:00 now.
Okay.
It was at 1:05 and they bumped it to 8 because I guess Kansas City has an inch of ice.
Oh, and you're going to be watching, I presume.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Should I go ahead and circle them?
Yes.
All right. Steelers, you fear they're going to be on the road beating the Chiefs?
I think they will.
Okay.
If they put it all together, if they play defense like they have, and just give the ball to number 26, he can just do whatever he wants to do.
I recall, can't remember how many years back. It wasn't that far back. Colts had one of their great seasons, and I think Pittsburgh was number 6.
They were 6th seed. Yeah,
absolutely. Right?
They were the 6th seed.
And how did that work out for them?
Very well. They got a nice ring that year, so that was awful nice.
Super Bowl win. Okay.
Shoestring tackle.
Yeah. All right. Seattle Seahawks are at the Falcons.
Seattle's playing really well defensively right now. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, just for experience.
2 road teams. All right. Houston, Texas. They're at the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots gonna win that one.
Okay.
Even though I think Texans have number 1 defense in the NFL, but you're going against the stud, so good luck.
Packers are at the Cowboys. That'll be a good one.
I'll probably go upset here. I know Kyle won't enjoy that, but I'm gonna go Packers.
All right. So 3 out of 4 games you're picking the road team. Is that a good strategy?
Sometimes. Last time I think I picked all the home teams.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, let's see. Yeah. And you were 3-2 last week, so you're what are you in 3rd place?
I think so. Yeah.
3rd place in a 3-horse race. That's not bad. So.
No, and it's only 3 games out, something like that. So.
Yeah, you're still pretty close.
But can I boycott this because we've had guest pickers and.
You could send in a guest picker, I guess.
Yeah, I might do that. I'll send Kelly Agnew in here to make the picks for me.
All right. So, you're at again. We're talking with Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars. You are on the road tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're on the road tonight at Southwestern Shelby. Coach, some final thoughts.
If we get to play, like Kyle mentioned, we'll put on WTRE. I know we'll put it on. We have a Twitter account. We also have a Remind app that goes out to almost most of the parents. I also have that as well for our team. I send out a message for our kids just to let them know what's going on. But if you don't hear anything, everything's good to go. So we should be able to play. I think the weather looks like it's gonna be okay. It seems pretty nice here. So when you go a little further south, you just don't know sometimes. But we're going more, I guess, north for us a little bit, so northwest. So I think we'll be okay.
All right. That's Brian Dixon, head coach of the South Decatur Cougars, in action again tonight at Southwestern Shelby. Coach, thanks for coming to the Coaches Show, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks. We appreciate it.
All right. We are at the Coaches Show here at Aspen Place Health Campus. We'll return here in a couple minutes.
The play of the day is at Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. Come in now and score big with a great deal. With over 600 vehicles available, we have the car, van, SUV, or truck to fit your needs. That's why we're the used vehicle superstore. And if we don't have the right one for you, let our buyers go for the assist in finding the right one. Be the MVP and score big now with a vehicle from Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. 920 North Michigan Avenue, or call us at 812-662-9922. Be the MVP and score a vehicle now.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital is growing to better serve you. DCMH is now offering a sports medicine program to all community members. This program includes orthopedic surgery from our new physician, Dr. Yulo, rehab services, athletic trainers, sports physicals, and emergency medical services. Let us help you succeed with our new sports medicine program at DCMH. To reach Dr. Yulo's office, call 812-663-7790, or for our rehab department, call 812-663-1119.
At Hilliard Lyons, we're conservators of your wealth, not the status quo. We're not interested in how everyone else does things. We're independent thinkers. You see, every client is different, so we treat each one as a new challenge. After nearly 160 years of wealth management experience, we've learned a few things, one of which is no two clients' goals and needs are the same. In our more than a century and a half of providing investment advice, we've come across nearly every financial situation possible. Creative thinking and a real understanding of our clients' needs and their concerns is what sets Hilliard Lyons apart from the rest. If this sounds like the kind of financial partner you'd like, call us in Greensburg at 812-663-2862.
Hilliard Lyons, investment insights for every generation since 1854. JJB Hilliard WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Do you have enough coverage? Don't wait to find out that the insurance you purchased online or from an 800 number gave you a discount on the wrong coverage. Talk to your neighborhood independent auto owner's agent today about a policy that fits your needs and budget. Visit today and form a valued relationship that won't let you down in a time of need.
This is your Greensburg Auto Owners Insurance agent, Steve Dorflinger. Stop in at Dorflinger Insurance, 810 East Main Street, or call us at 663-7779.
Hey, we return here to Aspen Place Health Campus, host of the Coaches Show, Cornerstone Bakery, the official donut of the Coaches Show, and Aspen Place provides some other goodies for us here. We've had some discussions with Kyle Nobby of the North Decatur Chargers, Coach Dixon, Brian Dixon of the South Decatur Cougars. Some scores last night. I should mention, by the way, Morristown defeated South Decatur in boys action last night, 74-59. In girls action, East Central defeated Batesville 45-43. Tonight, some ball games going on. Lawrenceburg's at North Decatur, and in girls action, South Dearborn is at Greensburg tonight, and also in girls action, the Trinity Lutheran game at South Decatur. That one has been postponed to January 24th due to some anticipated weather problems right there. Coach Stacy Meyer is the head coach of the Greensburg Pirates. He's with us here this morning at Aspen Place. We're going to talk about a little bit of basketball, and we've had, I don't know, the last couple of weekends we've had quite a bit of basketball going on here.
We have, and they've been exciting basketball games, so I think fans are definitely getting their money's worth.
Yes, exciting means close games, nail-biters, woulda, coulda, shouldas, and we've had all of that.
We really have two home losses against Connersville and Shelbyville, and then I think we bounced back very well and got a conference win on Batesville on Thursday night.
All right. Since we were here last, when we were here at the coaches show last week, we talked with Coach Holdsworth here was representing you last week, and that was right after the Connersville ball game. That was an overtime ball game, but a lot of excitement in that one. I tell you went into the fourth quarter. You were down 12 points going into the fourth quarter, and against a team that knows how to milk a few points into a win. So that was tough to force that into overtime.
It was, and almost got the feeling I thought we did an outstanding job of tying that basketball game up. A couple things happened late that went our way and got it in overtime, and just felt if we could score first in overtime and grab that lead, and unfortunately they get the tip, and the kid steps back, hits a three, gives them a 3-point lead, and we just couldn't climb the ladder again. But I had to give our kids a lot of credit. They showed a lot of fight that night against a very good basketball team, a team that's winning our conference, is 11 and 12 and 1 right now, a veteran team. So very pleased, and then we come back on Saturday against a very good Shelbyville team, a different type team, but a very good team. They're a team that can really score the basketball, and had a lead late, and a couple turnovers here, and couple missed opportunities, and they sneak back in the game and end up beating us. But I thought we really took a step forward after that weekend, and I think that showed then on Thursday night against Batesville. And Batesville came back on us. We had a comfortable lead, if you will, at 16, and they came back and cut it to, I think it was 3 maybe, and turned into a great basketball game. But we did make enough plays down the stretch, and we're getting better, and that's the whole key to this thing is be playing your best basketball at the end of the year. And kind of like I said, we're a better basketball team now than we were 3 weeks ago. So that's our goal.
After a couple of tough, close calls the weekend before, did you come into the Batesville game with kind of a chip on your shoulder, with a little bit of attitude, just a little huff?
I think so, and I think our kids do understand that how good maybe we can be, and playing with more confidence at both ends of the floor. And I tell you, when you got a new team like this, it just takes a while for everybody to kind of know their roles and understand each other and what each other can do. And we're continuing to get better at that. We made mistakes against Batesville, and hopefully we learn from that and get better from that to come in for next weekend. So we got two tough games on the road at Connersville and at Shelbyville, so we've got our work cut out for us, but also looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah, dialing back to that Connersville game, 5.2 seconds left in regulation. Your freshman, Andrew Wellage, on the free throw line. You're down 3 points, and he's got, 2 shots or one? I think it was 2 shots. Makes the first one, you're down 2. The second shot he missed, rebound, put back in to put you in overtime. Was that an intentional? It didn't look like it was an intentional miss. Was that
no, it wasn't, and it's funny because I think it may have been put in the paper that he intentionally missed that, and he hit his first one, and we talked about it on the bench. We called timeout, have him miss it, try to get a tip out. We said, no, if he hits it, let's set our press, try to get a 5 count or a steal, and then we can immediately foul. So, no, it wasn't on purpose, and it worked out well. It bounced perfect back to Andrew, and he did a nice job of laying it in.
That was an exciting moment right there. So, and again, Shelbyville, now they were, like you said, a different club in that they like to, like you said, dribble drive, a lot of that. So you played man-to-man, but kind of sagging back, clogging the lane. Am I accurate there?
We did. We we call it put our toes on the 3-point line. And we decided, unfortunately, not to guard one of their players on the perimeter and knock down 5 threes. So, and those are situations you do have to give the opposing team credit, or that opposing player. But it kept us in the game, and we had a 4-point lead late. And so, and I think our kids are starting to understand that, of when we game plan for teams, why we do it, how we do it, reasons we're doing it, and they're starting to understand all that. And I thought against Batesville. You know, we defend them in a certain way, defend some of their players in a certain way, and thought we did a good job. And honestly, two of our guys that come in off the bench, Miles Wilkson and Trevor Reynolds, did a really nice job for us in the first half because Slusher and Martin were in foul trouble. And especially did a really good job at the defensive end because the halftime score is 19-11. So both teams were struggling a little at the offensive end, but you know, that's why we preach defense and the importance of defense.
Yeah, in the Shelbyville defense, was that the same defense strategy used against Milan? Milan liked to dribble drive also.
Yeah, very similar. Where
difference was Milan was having trouble finding a three-pointer.
Yes, the Shelbyville shooters were a little bit better. But, you know, the other thing is I think it gets lost every now and then is just how you compete. And I thought we competed, especially – you know, a lot of times with rebounding, it is positioning, it is fundamentals, but when the ball goes up in the air, you have to go compete and go get it. 50-50 balls, I thought we competed a lot better. And, you know, we go Thursday and play Batesville. That's an environment that our kids haven't played in yet. That's a very loud place. People are right, and you can't hear anything if you're calling plays or anything like that. So it's a great environment, a sectional environment, and just something, you know, your kids go through, and I thought we handled the situation well.
You have to be in a situation where you're in a timeout, you're trying to tell your kid something, and I suppose there's sometimes you just can't hear anything. Is that right? And what do? You just...
It is, and especially on the floor in a timeout, you can, but like in the first half when your team's offense is down at the other end, just calling out of bounds plays or anything like that, it's just Batesville is just a very loud place. It's hard to hear. But it's fun. It's fun playing in that environment.
Yeah, for Thursday night, they had a pretty good crowd there, and a lot of student representation.
Really did. They had a great student population, and I thought ours was good, too. Yeah. And we even had a home girls basketball game that night. So, you know, that's taken some of our fans were splitting them. So very pleased with the people that came out to support us, and I think we gave them a good game.
Yeah, I guess they had the girls had a nail-biter against Columbus East.
Yeah, and we were on the air talking after our game, and their game was still going on, and Gary was updating us, and we were up 4, and he goes, we found a three-point shooter. Well, I text my wife, and she goes, yes, that was one of our daughters who did that.
Of course it was. So.
Yes.
Well, you know, during these games, whether it's basketball, football, athletic directors are always very busy doing things. You obviously couldn't be there Thursday night. Is there someone that takes those duties over for you when you're
there away? Is. We're very, very fortunate. We have Lynn Welch, who is at all of our events, and Lynn takes care of me, basically, but he's been doing it for a long time and knows exactly how to do it. Scott Moore also helps in the winter. Our principal, Grant Peters, is at all home events, so we've got an outstanding administrative team that is always willing to pitch in and help, and we work very well together.
Yeah, I know there's 2 or 3 times a year when both varsity clubs are playing, one home, one away. That's got to at least hurt the gate a little bit, I guess, huh?
And it really does, and that's something I've got to look at. You know, if you just want to talk money-wise and then fan support, it's not good to split it up, but you know, some of it is what it is, and you have to play them. But just on a selfish end, I would like to watch my girls play and be able to support them. So, but yeah, it happens probably 3 or 4 or 5 times a year.
Ladies playing well. They're 16-2
now?
Yeah,
doing a nice job. They played tonight, conference game against South Dearborn. So hopefully they can gather a win here at home tonight.
So you're idle tonight. You got a girls' game home tonight. Are you going to be there? Or are you going to be in the stand somewhere checking somebody out?
I'll be at home, and I know Coach Holdsworth and Coach Alexander, they'll probably be scouting tonight, and there's another scenario that I'm so fortunate that I've got those 2 guys that are great coaches and great friends and willing to go the extra mile to help prepare our kids.
Yeah. Yeah, they just seem like one of those guys who are going to do whatever you ask of them and not complain.
And Scott's going to go undefeated on his picks. I mean, what more can you ask for?
It's an assistant coach's job to make the head coach look good.
That's exactly right.
I think he did that last week. So, well, you know, next week you got, of course, you're in a skew of road games here, but you got Friday, Saturday contests, a couple of non-conference contests. One's at Madison. Gosh, last night they lost big. It was to a state champion last year, New Albany, who's a pretty good ball club.
Yeah, and that was one game we were thinking about scouting because obviously we have Madison, and I scouted that game last year, and New Albany's really, really good, obviously.
It's probably hard to tell a lot about the other team.
Yeah, it's hard to get a lot out of it.
Yeah. But nonetheless, one thing worth mentioning, Madison's a 3A ball club like Greensburg, but everybody else in their conference is 4A, and that makes a big difference.
It really does. And when it comes to sectional time, they're in our sectional. Their schedule, if you want to look at a tougher schedule than ours, their conference schedule, and which prepares them very, very well. So we're excited for this upcoming weekend for just that. We have a sectional opponent on the road, and then South Decatur with a county rival on the next night. So 2 big games for us.
Nonetheless, you're in a skew here where you got 8 out of 9 ball games on the road.
It is, so. And the crazy AD again. I don't know what they're doing, but and that's okay. We have to learn to try to compete and win on the road, and it's going to be very challenging here at the end of the year.
Mid-season, same question. I asked one of the other coaches. Practice. How long are your practices lasting, and does that differ much from early to late season?
It does. You're doing so much teaching, and we've got a group of young men that was not varsity tested. So we do back off practice. We're not real deep. We play 7 guys. So you got to think too on double weekend games. You need to be fresh. You need to save legs. So we do cut back practices. And again, this is a portion of the season where offensively we've seen about every defense. So it's not like you're putting new stuff in. You're just trying to get better at what you do. And my big thing is, what used to be a 10-minute drill, we're going to cut it down to 5, go really hard for 5 minutes. So we scale it back.
12 games into the season, like I say, you started out with all new starters. Last year you started all seniors, so all new starters this year, and some good talent, but they hadn't really seen anything, done anything, been anywhere. But 12 games in, they've seen a few things now. They've been in different situations, had to handle different things, and they're a little more grown now.
They really are, and I'm pleased where we are right now. And you're always disappointed after a loss, and especially at Connersville because it's a conference game. But we grew so much from those 2 games, I think, and we're in a better place right now than, like I said, we were 3 weeks a month ago, and that's the whole objective. And don't get caught up that we're 7-5, could be 9 and whatever. Don't get caught up in that. It's in the moment, and how our job at hand right now is how we're going to figure out how to beat Madison on the road. And I think the kids understand that. They do. And that's why I think that they're growing and we're getting better.
Yeah, for what it's worth, for people I don't know, I'm sure you do, but the day after Connersville took us in overtime, they beat Louisville Ballard in a feature there in Newcastle like that by 8 or 9 points. So that's a really good ball club. So it kind of gives you a measuring stick on how good Connersville really is.
It is, and their one loss was to Portage in a holiday tournament, the Bob Weddick tournament at Richmond, and those are so hard to gauge simply because you play 2 games in a day. Portage was Connersville's second game, Portage's first game. So, I mean, there are so many things that go into that. But very good basketball team. And Shavel's record doesn't really do them justice of how good they are. So those are 2 good basketball teams to play.
All right. Well, Coach Holdsworth, he made you look pretty good last week. We've been alluding to that all morning. You were unable to be here, but you sent him in representing you. He made your coach's picks. He got them all right.
I know. I should
all 5, including he picked Clemson. Would you have picked Clemson over Alabama?
Nope. Would not have.
Okay. Well,
I should have given him a quick text this morning to give me the picks.
Has he been gloating to you any of this
week
about what he's done for you? Okay. I'm just wondering about that. Well, now this week it's all up to you, and you've got a razor-thin lead. You're 22 picks right, 13 wrong. Kyle's 20, Brian's 19, so it's not
down.
Much room for error.
No.
And it's playoff time in football, so anything goes. Let's take a look and see your picks. You got the Seattle Seahawks or at the Atlanta Falcons?
We're going to go with the Seahawks.
Going with the Hawks. And Texans, if they run out of luck, they're at New England.
Sorry, Dave. We're going with New England.
All right. Who likes the Texans?
David Alexander. That's his team.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
So when we get together this morning, he's going to be very upset that I picked against him.
Was he an Oilers fan when they were the
Oilers? He said his first football game that he watched was the Texans' inaugural season. So it's his favorite team.
Okay. All right. Steelers are at Kansas City Chiefs.
We're going to go with Steelers.
Are you?
Yeah.
Couple road teams. All the home teams won last week, Coach. So
I know.
Packers are at the Cowboys.
Man, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Cowboys at home.
Gotcha. I think that would be the decider for me, too. Two good clubs right there. All right, Coach. Well, you're idle tonight. You will be at home. The ladies playing at home tonight against South Dearborn. Your only game this week was against Batesville on Thursday night. You were successful in that one. Congratulations. By the way, we talked about this before. We played Batesville twice. One game counts for the conference, and that's the one you won.
That's exactly. Anytime, and really right now, it's just Batesville and East Central that we still play them twice. It's the second game that counts for conference. So East Central is kind of the same thing. They put it to us pretty good at East Central, but we've got them at home for the counter in the conference. So excited for that. They're having a great season. It's a good basketball team. So we'll worry about that when they come. We're just going to worry about Madison.
All right. Yeah, East Central, they, like I say, you talk about teams always work together. They really have. They were good then, and I think they've gotten better since then.
They really have. And, they've competed and beat some very good teams and competed with some very good teams. So, we'll have our work cut out, that's for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck here. We'll be with you, of course, next week when we're in action. Some final thoughts here?
Nope. Wish everybody best of luck. And, I know we've been talking about it all morning, but I think everybody's going to get their games in tonight. Looks like weather's going to hold out, so it should be some fun, exciting basketball in Decatur County tonight.
All right. Stacy Meyer, he's the head coach of the Greensburg Pirates here at the Coaches Show. We'll leave you for a couple minutes. We'll return for the conclusion right after this.
This is Alex from True Blue Autos. We are owned by Any King Auto Body and have a new way of buying a used car. We are operated daily by third-generation family members. Our mission and focus is to provide safe, reliable vehicles that give our customers the best value for their investment. Each vehicle on our lot goes through a 125-point inspection, and all of our certified pre-owned vehicles come with at least a 90-day limited warranty. Come to True Blue Autos, located right next to Any King Auto Body, and see what our family can do for you.
The new year is here, and couldn't come at a better time to buy a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram from Acra in Greensburg. The Start Something New event is going on now, and the savings are better than ever. Right now, they have new 2016 Ram Crew Cab Express in red pearl. That's 20% off MSRP. The Ram Express is nicely equipped and won't last long. Also, during the Start Something New event, all remaining 2016 Chrysler 200s and Dodge Darts are 15% off MSRP. Last but not least, the new 2017 models are here, and the savings are incredible on them as well. Right now, all new 2017 Jeep Cherokee Limited have over $4,000 in incentives, and new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs are over $7,500 off MSRP. Get 2017 started off with a bang during the Something New event at Acre Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. Stop in and see Marty Garwood, Ron Gardner, Rick Jones, Floyd Riggs, Ryan Scudder, Kevin Milburn, Janice Jones, or Josh Camplain at 1407 North Lincoln in Greensburg.
Recycling comes to your town. Decatur County Solid Waste Management District offers mobile recycling the first 2 Saturdays of each month. The first Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Clarksburg, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Sandusky, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Adams, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Bernie. The second Saturday of each month, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., St. Morris, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., New Point, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Millhausen. Questions? Call our office at 812-663-0960.
Stone's Farm Service at 921 East Main in Greensburg is southeastern Indiana's Kubota dealer. Stop by and check out their great lineup of Kubota tractors and utility vehicles. These hard-working tractors and four-wheel utility vehicles come with gas or diesel engines. Stone's Farm Service, serving Decatur and surrounding counties for over 20 years. Give them a visit, 921 East Main in Greensburg, or phone 663-3787.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
All right, we're back with you here from the Coaches Show from Aspen Place Health Campus. We've had a discussion with the three local boys coaches from North Decatur, South Decatur, Greensburg about their basketball action. Let's look at some scores last night in the area. Lawrenceburg topped Hauser 53-52. Lawrenceburg will be at North Decatur tonight. Mount Vernon Fortville defeated Rushville 78-32. Eastern Hancock over Waldron 80-54. Greenwood Christian 54. Southwestern Shelby 40. South Decatur boys will be at Southwestern Shelby tonight. Morristown defeated South Decatur last night. That was at Morristown 74-59. In girls action, East Central defeated Batesville 45-43. Again, some games tonight. As we mentioned, Lawrenceburg's at North Decatur. Rushville will be at Newcastle. South Dearborn at Oldenburg. Hauser will be at Milan. South Decatur at Southwestern Shelby. Waldron at Jacksonville. In girls action, South Dearborn will be at Greensburg tonight. And the game between Trinity Lutheran and South Decatur that was scheduled to be at South Decatur has been postponed to January 24th. And that's where we stand right here at the end of coaches' picks. Just for fun, we like to pick who might be winning the next football games. Coach Stacy Meyer, with a little help, has got 22 picks correct this season. Kyle Nobby with 20 and Brian Dixon with 19. And we're already deep into the playoffs, so not a lot more picks to go before we're there. Tom Fleming's with us here on the Periscope, giving us the picture radio, if you will, like that. He involved in a lot of the South Decatur and ladies broadcasts also. So I should ask Tom are you a big football fan, Tom? Oh, yeah. Like that. So I'm going to make you pick at least 4 games here, Tom, just for fun right here. We got Seattle Seahawks. They're at the Atlanta Falcons. Who's going to win that? Going to win the Seahawks. We'll take that one right there. The Texans are at New England. Do the Texans have a chance? No. All right.
Brock Osweiler.
Okay.
Actually, 2 more words. Tom Brady.
Gotcha. Is that flipped on the microphone? Is there a switch on it? Okay, got it.
Here,
And
let's try that again. Maybe they can hear me this time now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Seahawks
over the Falcons.
Yep.
And Texans.
Patriots over the Texans.
Okay. Steelers are at the Chiefs.
Just for Coach Dixon, Steelers.
All right. And the Green Bay Packers are at the Dallas Cowboys.
My boy Zeke for the Cowboys, but I'm going to have to go with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is on a streak.
All right. Now you picked, here it's playoff time, and of these 4 games, you picked 3 road teams. Is that good strategy?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think the Falcons had a good regular season, but Matt Ryan just hasn't proven that he can do it come playoff time.
All right. Well, Tom, we've had a good time. We're midway through the boys' season, deep into the ladies' season, Tom, because they'll do the ladies' sectional draw, I guess, tomorrow.
Yes, that's correct.
IHSA have moved that up a week for whatever reason, but nonetheless, the ladies' season is drawing to a close. They've all got 3, 4, 5 games left roughly, and then
right,
and then we'll be going into sectionals with the ladies. So, all right, Tom, we appreciate you doing the Periscope. We are at Aspen Place Health Campus, and we do have Cornerstone Bakery Donuts. They are the best. There are none better than that. And we sure appreciate everybody listening. So go support your local ball club tonight, and we'll be with you next week right here every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock at the Coaches Show. Thanks for listening. We'll kick it back to Park Road Studios.